Hello and welcome to a new video. We have released a new feature which is called field roles, and this helps you creating dashboards automatically, working with your sensor devices and see most important values directly at the first sight. So what is this looking like? So let me show this with this example in here. So this example has a couple of CO2 sensors, LoRaWAN CO2 sensors, and a temperature sensor. And to show the new option, we go into one of those sensors in here, then we go into configuration and scroll down until we reach to the field section. And then you can see that there's a new column, which is called role. And you now have the option to define roles for each individual field. So this is a CO2 sensor. That means the most important thing that sensor tells us is the CO2 level. This is the CO2 field. We go into the configuration of that field. And in here, you see the role, and you now have the option to define roles. So this is the most important value we want to see. So this is primary because it's the most important field. We press on update field, and as you can see, this field is now marked as primary. Also, the sensor is reporting temperature, and temperature also is interesting. So let's go into the field once more, go into role, and this is now secondary because it's the second important value here from that sensor. We press on update role, and yes, you can see here, this is marked secondary. But also, there is voltage for battery, and there is the RSSI. So let's go ahead into voltage, edit field, role, and this is device battery. Update field, and for RSSI, we could go here into edit field, and this role is the device signal. That's it. There's also device location. If we have a geolocation field, let's simulate this. Geolocation, call that location, location, and the role would be device location in here, add field. We could also set some basic field location so that we can see the effects right now. Okay, set the value. So as you can see here, this sensor now has 5 different roles: secondary, primary for the first and second important values of that sensor, battery, signal, and device location. And what you can do with it now is if you go on devices in the overview, you can see this device table like it always was before, but now you can use those device roles and display them directly in the device table. So let's switch on primary, secondary, device location, but also device signal and device battery. And now you see all these important values directly at the first side of this table. And you can also see and check the position in here. And you can sort based on the device battery, or you can sort from the sensor with the worst signal quality first or the best signal quality first. Also, we introduced a new kind of layout, which is the grid layout. And here it gets super cool because once you step into grid, this shows you all of your sensors in this grid, and they are listed as a card. So that means that the first important, so this is primary, this is secondary, this is the graph showing the development of the primary value. And you can see here battery and the signal, and you can also search and this shows you then the cards. We will extend this and use filters as an option to auto-generate dashboards, and also we will introduce a map feature here. So because we now have the option to define a device location on all devices, we can auto-generate things like maps and also dashboards. Yeah. It's available right now. You can do that with your existing sensors. We will update the template, so that means that any new sensors in the future will automatically have these device roles attached. If you create devices from scratch, you can do this with any device.